in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. Okay, so we were just talking about Christians' experiences with sex and all of that, and I did promise to give you the last, the after effects of sex when it's for you.
Grateful for the partner,
or
grateful
for the sexual experience and the partner. So great gratefulness, and
Okay.
and then a sense of gender equality, which I thought was really interesting because in the experience, the partners were of the same worth and value. It's something I never thought about, but that's pretty interesting. So we did have a response from somebody on the Sensation Station Facebook thread. Des said that one partner is too many. One partner is too many.
You're going to have to get him a nun.
Well,
and good luck with converting
the nun
her.
she ain't gonna do nothing with him. So, yes,
one partner is one too many.
One is too many. So
yeah, he waited for her to be
born. This is in answering the question of what is the cap, because at one point Tori said, men don't want women that have too much experience, and I wanted to pose the question to men. I really, what do you guys think? And so, I think a couple of them have validated what you've said so far. But you asked the question during the break, what if this is a woman who did have a lot of experience and she's done a lot of things? Maybe she was a stripper, maybe she was a call girl or whatever, and she's done a lot of things in her past, but she's gotten kind of on the straight and narrow and is like, you know what? I want to settle down. I want to have a life with somebody, a more conservative life with somebody, and that somebody is you, and it turns out that she is the woman of your dreams. But then you find out about this. Do you just, say, well, can't do it? What do you do? And
is somebody chiming in? Because I'm really curious about this. Because if men are saying that one is one too many, I don't know. Right now, this world is everything is about sex.
Yeah.
Or sexy. Everything on social media is about sex or sexy.
Right.
Or,
but I think that's just him. I don't think that he's representative
of majority of the men.
No, yeah. I seriously doubt it.
Poor thing. I mean, because he I don't know how he's going to find that.
Yeah, and he might have been being sarcastic, because I'm like, really, dude? Like, you have to know that there's. No. But what I will say is that, and I said this during the break too, that yes, she may have had a lot of experience. I think what's important is finding out where she is now and whether or not you're comfortable with where she is now. Because I promise you that experience that she's had, that you're turning your nose up to, can benefit you in ways that you probably didn't even know you can benefit. So,
yeah.
So you might,
Let's say that.
Right.
Let's say that.
So you might want to be careful about, what you, because it's interesting.
Sleep on the freaks, though.
Right, and because it's interesting, because just like you said in your book, a lot of men get very frustrated that their women won't do X, Y, or Z. And then so they turn away to the woman that will. Well, guess what? You can have the woman that will do X, Y, and Z, but you can't look at her some kind of way,
right,
because she's able to do
just
that.
Just because, yeah. I think that, and then, again, we don't want to, with the double standard, it's a call or text 678-613-5857.
She took my line. Oh, it's cool. No, you're good.
I just took it over.
Call
Right?
or text
Sorry.
78613-5857. Get in on the conversation.
I think that men need to just really, this is something to think about, especially single men. This is something to really think about, because if you marry a girl and then you married a freak, would you be appreciative of her? Would you be grateful for her? Or would you be turned off that she's experienced?
It sounds like insecurity, and it sounds like some counseling is needed if that is the case.
Yeah, that's his problem.
Yes, that is his problem. All right, we'll be back. Stay with us. You got a little time to get ready to dial that number, 678-613-5857.
There's a power you have within you, unlike any other. You can't explain it. It's just there. It drives you, compels you. You cannot ignore it. Do you feel it? It's that power that tells you you can do the absolute impossible. The power that tells you you're more than what you currently are. The power that tells you it's time. Launch. Move. Skyrocket your life with Rocket Sports One fitness gear. RocketSports-1.com.
Connected than ever before. 90% of America's students use some form of social media, but not all of it's used in a good way. Hurtful posts online are leading to social isolation for many. Psychologists say it's bullying in a brand new way. Well, Beyond Differences and I Keep Safe are looking to change that with ideas for students, their parents, and even teachers. Take the pledge to be kind online and learn more at wearekindonline.com.
Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. I'm Dr. Pamela. We have a caller on the line. Who's calling?
This is Lowell Smith.
Hi, Lowell Smith. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Where are you?
Definitely want to chime in on the topic today.
Where are you calling from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. All right. What's your question or your thoughts?
Well, definitely want to not really, I guess, debate the other person's point of view, but just saying that it's definitely a personal choice of what an individual feels is their cap. I don't know if there's necessarily a right or wrong or answer here, but I do think it's a little bit closed-minded if you are at a certain age in life and you're feeling you're only going to meet someone that's, for lack of a better term, at a low body count, if you will. But ultimately, I think that for the most part, men, and I don't really speak for all men, but we do kind of go into situations understanding that, if you're in your 30s or 40s or whatever the case may be, you're not finding 40-year-old virgins.
No, you're going to go to the 18-year-old pool.
Yeah.
True. You may want a certain type of woman per se, but this is 2017. I mean, the reality is that especially today, people are exploring their sexuality a lot more. And the day and age of marrying your first love and your high school sweetheart and living happily ever after. Not saying that those days are over, but it's a little bit more realistic to have the expectation that people are going to be way more experienced later on in life.
Yeah. And there's one thing that I say often is that this is the first generation that I can recall where we are more liberated to get divorced, to get remarried, to leave situations that are not healthy. And so we are, just by that alone, are going to be a more sexually experienced cohort than previous generations because that cohort stayed married. And they, not that they didn't step out on the marriage, but they stayed married. And even if they did step out of it, it was a covert thing. It wasn't just, we're just out there doing our thing, as our generation is more prone to do. It's about, it's, what is it that we say? I'm doing me. I'm doing me.
I definitely agree with that.
This is a microwave generation as well.
There does seem to be a double standard, though, and I'm well aware of it. that, yes, men do have these expectations, but secretly, you know, I don't believe, you know, there's a guy out there that, especially who's a little bit more seasoned in life, is willing to start, you know, teaching someone all over again type thing. So, you know, it's kind of like in the surface, or on the surface, you want a presentation, but behind closed doors, you want something totally different.
Right. That's very interesting. It is very interesting. Well, thank you so much for calling. We're going to go ahead and continue the conversation, but hopefully we can continue the conversation on Facebook Live as well. So thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Okay. So very interesting standpoint. What are your thoughts about that? You know, you present yourself one way in public, but you know, got to have some other kind of demeanor in
like
the
to say
bedroom.
a woman in the streets, but a freak in the bed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very scholarly way of saying that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a scholarly and ludicrous way of saying it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and we hear it in songs, and you know, that's what the guys want. What do women want? Do we have? And it's funny because the majority of our respondents over here, you know, both on, you know, the Sensation Station and there are men. They're chiming in. The women are just kind of like, just listening, just watching,
watching,
laying low
through the blinds.
But I would love to hear a woman's perspective. Give us a call, 678-613-5857. Does a man have a cap on his level of experience? I know we were talking about the body count, but what about just skill level? You know, is there a cap, or is there a cap that's too low?
Oh, what about the patience?
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing as well.
Right, absolutely. So chime in on that. We'll be right back.
JBT 700 Miami Circle 30324. It's not a chain, it's a chain reaction.
Invest $49 a month at a real gym.
For more info, go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made, and not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guides us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
This is big business. This is the American way.
Station Network.
See ya.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. Give us a call and get involved in this conversation. 678-613-5857. You can text if you don't want your voice on the radio. You can text 678-613-5857 or call. It is up to you. Or join us on the Facebook live stream on Sensation Station Network. And you can join in the conversation. So we did get a text that came in, and the question in the text was, what do you do if your partner is not as romantic as you are? I'm going to tap into you for this one. Any ideas?
My taboo. You know what? And the reason why I say, because I did address that as well, because sometimes we don't know how to be romantic. You know, especially if we've never seen it.
Right.
You know, if our parents has never been really romantic in front of us, or if we have never seen what it's like, because normally, especially black women, we normally see our mothers, you know, take care of business and be, you know, wearing all these hats or whatever. Sometimes we don't see the feminine side of her, or the relaxed side of hers. We don't see it. And so so that's what I did address in Taboo, is if you don't even really know what to do, sometimes it don't have to be expensive. You know, sometimes if you, like I addressed it in one part of the book, or there was a lady I know that went to her husband's job just to do something different, and I was shocked when she told me this, but she went to her husband's job with a
just the robe and
you know, with the coat on, the long coat on. So when he comes, he's ready to walk her to the car. She's like, you know, she was like, hey, look at this, you know, and it was something so new,
very subtle.
So it's just something, just something new, something fun, something funny, shocking. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive at all. It could just be a simple picnic in the room, and then let it start from there.
But I think you're talking to the person who gets the romantic part, and their partner is not romantic. So they're trying to figure out, how do I get my partner to be more romantic?
How do you get, well, number one, by Taboo. Number one. But also, maybe if you show more, drop hints. Well, then some people don't get hints, but there's ways that even communication.
I think communication is key.
If they don't know that they're not romantic enough, and you're not saying it, then it's kind of falling back on you, because you have to say, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, you know, or if you want to be coached or whatever like that, this is what I like. And if they don't know that, all this time I thought that I was doing something good, and this is not what you liked, or, you know, you want to be touched, this is one of your love languages, or, you know, even go online and take the love language questionnaire.
That was going to be my recommendation.
Because hers might be, you know, acts of kindness, where she likes to get cards, where yours may be physical touch. But if she doesn't know that this is something you need, then you're gonna have a problem for not communicating.
Right. Yeah, and that was exactly what I was gonna say, is you have to know each other. So your interpretation of what romantic is may not be your partner's interpretation of what romantic is.
Right.
Now, I don't know the gender of the person who you know, ask this question, but you have to be able to know that your partner's preference, you know, and how they interpret romanticism. So it may not be that they're not romantic, but it may mean that they do like physical touch, and that is their way of expressing romance. And so that's something that's really important to know. So we'll be right back. We're going to go to break. Stay with us on the Live Exchange.
I'm Viola Davis. Did you know that 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger? Growing up, I was one of those kids, but we can solve this. When we make breakfast happen for kids in our neighborhood, we have the power to end childhood hunger, create bigger, brighter school days, and healthier minds and bodies. Go to hungeris.org and lend your time or your voice.
We're hungry for more.
A message from the Albertsons Companies Foundation and the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
All right, welcome back to the live exchange. We are talking about the art of love and intimacy, and we have a caller on the line. Who's with us? Hello, caller. I think we lost the caller. Well, give us a call back, 678-61. Oh, you're there. Who are we speaking with?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yes, it's Robert.
Hey, Robert, where are you calling from?
Hey, Tori, how you doing, babe?
Hi, how are you?
Where are you calling from?
Fine. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay, cool. All over the place, all over.
Hey, Oklahoma City.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about this whole topic?
Say that again.
What do you want to say?
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you can't hear?
It's like y'all are like coming in like maybe I have to try going outside.
Okay. Well, can you hear me now? I'm just want to know why you called.
I just saw you on Facebook and called in. You said called in. You made like a question like men want to be coached sexually, and then like I heard y'all talking about romance. That's a very important factor.
Yes, absolutely.
So what do you think?
But it's more than just. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. It's more than just romance, though. In my case, I've been married almost 10 years.
Okay.
It'll be 10 years in October.
Nice.
It's more than just romance. It's keeping the sparks in the relationship. It's that woman know that you still love her as much as the day you first married her or the day y'all first started dating.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Letting her know that she's still the most important person in your life. You know, because after kids, you know, things can fade, things can dry out, but things can, you know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. It's interesting because I just had a conversation with a woman this morning. She asked, what's the show about today? And I said, well, we're talking about love and intimacy and sex. And she said, yeah, that is so not a problem in my life. And I've been married 15 years, been with the same man 15 years, and that is not lacking in my world. I was like, I love it.
All right.
You go.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Do you have any final? We're gonna wrap it up. Do you have any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts?
10 seconds.
No.
Okay. Well, thank you so
much. That's pretty much it. You know, men. You know, men. We just have to. You know, that's what I'd like to call the romantic warriors. You know, you have to.
I love it.
You have to tell your woman you love her every day. You have to still tell her she's beautiful. You have to say the same thing it took to get your baby hooked. The same thing it took
to keep her. Yep. Romantic
right.
warrior.
In the world.
Hashtag romantic warriors. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Robert. All right. So one of the things that I wanted, there was another scenario that I have to bring up, and it was you speaking with your grandmother about, and I'm just going to find it. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay. And you guys were talking about a man who wanted advice about oral sex. And, here it is. Okay, so you say there's a guy who wants to know what he can do to get his wife to perform oral sex on him. Grandma says, has it always been that way, or did she suddenly stop? You say, I don't know, but reading between the lines, it sounds like it stopped. Grandma says, you can get all the advice in the world, but the real reason she stopped is because she doesn't like him anymore. Yeah. We women don't touch things we don't like. Woo! Now he needs to go back and find out why. We don't just stop doing things that we know our husbands like. There is a why. He needs to find it, and he needs to fix it. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
You know how older women, they have that wisdom.
Yes.
And I was just going through, and she said, what are you typing on there? And I said, this guy want to know how he can make his, get his wife to perform oral sex on him. And she's like, well, she don't like him anymore. And so I didn't think about it till after she said, just think about it.
Yeah.
We women don't touch things that we don't like.
Yeah.
So when she said that, it just made so much sense. If she was doing oral sex before they got married and then suddenly she stops, okay, he has to go back and trace it. Like, okay, she stopped here.
The pattern?
Yeah. Okay, and then, something in that area, because, we can shut down, we can do the silent treatment or whatever. And so hopefully, now that we're over 40, we can get past that and just more communicate. But
you'd hope.
Yeah, we hope. But if she just suddenly stopped, because what's going to get upsetting is if he stopped as well.
Right.
So I think that I think my grandmother was totally 100% right when she said he has to go back and find a way. Why? And that's sad that we have to tell him. That's our advice. Hey, look, you've done something, and go back and trace it instead of her just communicating it. But,
well, that's the last thing that's going to come to a guy's mind, a person's mind, that she's not doing this because she doesn't like me anymore. Because nobody wants to think about that. That maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the reason why. This is. So I think that's really profound advice.
Yeah, it was.
Because there's. I can see some truth to that, definitely. So one other thing that I wanted to mention is one of the things that is lacking in our society, in my opinion, is conversations about sex when we are youth and when we're in our younger years. So when we talk about middle school, high school, in other cultures, they actually get trained to engage in sexual behavior and how to do that, and they actually get trained for it. So one of the traditions in Zimbabwe, and it's the Faremba people, at the point of menstruation, girls are taught cultural norms, including dating, sexual contact, all of those things. They're taught actually how to have sex with their husbands at the point that they start their periods. Boys, they're circumcised, both are circumcised, but they don't have any sexual training. They're trained to hunt and all of those things. So I think it's a very interesting difference there. It gets as specific as these young women are taught the art and splendor of sex. During sexual conduct, a Muremba woman is expected to be sexually active. She has to know styles of gyration. A woman is taught how to move her waist. For instance, one is asked to lie on her back, looking up, supporting herself by her hand and legs. Directly under her waist placed is some hot ashes, and she is asked to suspend herself so that she won't be burnt. And sometimes they use a needle to prick her waist while she's laying above the stated position. These are all methods to teach her to move her waist as much as possible. It's a way of giving training. They're also taught rules. They must recite the man's totem during sex to arouse pleasure. She's also expected to carry with her some herbs to enhance the sexual experience. She's taught how to stretch her genitals, and they do this because it's meant to hold his genitals into place. So they're taught all of these things.
They stretch them to hold them in place?
Yes. So
I thought you were supposed to keep it tight.
That's not the genital I'm talking about.
Oh.
So, but I'll tell you the article if you guys want to look it up. It is, it's called Komba, Girls' Initiation Rite and Enculturation Among the Zimbabwe, and I'll give you guys information about that. But that is interesting because we don't do that here. And I just wonder, and as a result, and towards the end of the article, it talks about how desirable these women are because they know what they're doing and they know they have to please their man. Now, there are definitely pros and cons to this because there are some oppressive, ramifications for this without a doubt. And on the other hand, women that I know women from Zimbabwe who say, oh no, we know what we're doing. And so to have that level of confidence is something that I would love to, So, but how they got it, I don't necessarily know that I want to go through that training. So, but yeah. So, how do we find you?
AuthorToriLynn.com.
Okay.
And the hashtag is AuthorToriLynn. My social media is AuthorToriLynn. AuthorToriLynn.com.
All right. So we'll make sure that we post all of that so you guys can have it. Choosing to be sexually and romantically intimate with an awakened woman takes masculine courage to walk freely into the unknown, but it will be benefits beyond your mind's comprehension. Those magnificent words written by Sophie Bashford. On Facebook, she's Sophie Bashford Intuitive. Check it out if you want to read the whole thing. Thank you for tuning into the live exchange where we exchange compelling dialogue around love, politics, and intellect. Join us Thursday next week, 11 to 1, right here on the Sensation Station, where I will be joined by a group of women who are changing the community. You don't want to miss this one. I'm Dr. Pamela, and remember, love yourself to life, dance confidently in the dark, and dream wildly unrealistic dreams. Have an amazing week.